Hi, welcome back. In the last video, we reviewed the new vocabulary, regular polygon, and we talked about it's a polygon with all my sides congruent, all my angles congruent. It has a center, an apothem, and a radius. The center is the center of the circle drawn around the regular polygon. The apothem is the distance from the center straight to a side 90-degree angle, and the radius is from the center to the corner. Okay, let's look at how we're going to use this. My first question says, find the apothem of the regular polygon below. And we actually did this in the last lesson, right? The neat thing is we can say, here is a right triangle, and I'm trying to find this apothem right here, okay? And we talked about the other day when we're doing this, we need to figure out using this little tiny triangle, this little right triangle, we need to figure out how we can apply trig to that triangle. I'm just kind of making it a little bit bigger so I can see it a little easier. Okay, I know if this whole side down here is 10, when I draw on the apothem, it's going to put 5 on one side and 5 on the other side. So this length here is going to be 5. Okay, so since I have one of my sides and I have one that I'm trying to find, if I can figure out one of these two angles, I can use trig. Okay, and we talked about on Friday how to find this angle up here. To find that angle, remember we're going to take 360 degrees and we're going to divide it by twice as many sides as we have, because remember on each side we can make 2 of these triangles. So I can make 2 of them on each side of my triangle, which means if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides, I'm going to have 16 little triangles that make up this whole circle around that center. So 360 divided by 16 gives me 22.5. So that's how many degrees are going to be in this angle right here. I'm going to use that so that I can find this apothem using trig. And again, we did this on Friday. So I'm going to put my smiley face right here. I know coming out of that is one is the hypotenuse, the other is the adjacent. My hypotenuse is across from my right angle. My adjacent, oh, that's convenient. My adjacent and my apothem are both going to be an A, so that's going to help keep me from getting as confused as I did earlier in these notes. And then over here, this is my opposite side. Okay, so now let's look at SOHCAHTOA. So that we can figure out which trig function we want to use. If I know my opposite is 5, opposite, I know my adjacent is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to use, for the first time today, tangent. And tangent of the angle is 22.5. Since I know the angle, I'm not using inverse. I'm going to be cross multiplying. Equals opposite over adjacent. My opposite is 5. My adjacent is A. Put this side over 1 and cross multiply. This one, since my A is in the denominator, I know I'm going to end up dividing. I'm going to do A times the tangent of 22.5. Oops. Equals 5 times 1. So I need to get rid of that tangent of 22.5 that's on the left side being multiplied to the A. I'm going to divide by the whole thing, tangent of 22.5, tangent of 22.5. So on this side, I'm just going to have my A. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to have 5 divided by the tangent of 22.5. I can put that in my calculator. 5 divided by the tangent of 22.5. And my answer is 12.071. Just want to check real quick. Yes, I'm in degrees, because that's the first time I've used the calculator in these notes. So I want to make sure I was still in degrees from the last notes. 12.071. And my units here are inches. So the apothem in this figure oops, let me get my pen, is 12.071 inches. Okay, let's look at this next video and see if we can find the apothem of a regular pentagon. So if I've got a pentagon, that's 5 sides. And I want to find the apothem. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think about the triangle that is going to be made up, the right triangle that's going to be made up by the apothem and the radius. So when I look at that, radius, apothem, and I'm going to need to find two things. I'm going to need to find this angle, and I'm going to need to see if I know this side or this radius. I know I have a side length of 12, so all the way across here is 12, which means halfway across is going to be 6. This angle right here I need to figure out. Okay, I know that this is going to be my angle A here, or my angle next to A here. Since I have 5 sides and I can draw 2 triangles on each of the 5 sides, I know I'm going to take my 360 and divide by 10 little angles so that I can figure out how big this one angle here is. And that is just going to be 36 degrees. All right, so now I'm ready to label my triangle. Smiley face at the 36 degrees. I've got my hypotenuse and my adjacent side that come out of the smiley face. Across from the 90 is the hypotenuse. And again, what's nice is my adjacent is my apothem. So I don't have to worry about getting those letters confused. And then my opposite. So, ka, toa. Let's see what we're working with. We are working with here. We are looking for our adjacent, and we know our opposite. So again, on this problem, I'm going to be working with the tangent. Since I know my angle, it's not the inverse, equals opposite over adjacent. My opposite is 6. My adjacent is the apothem A. Again, since that A is in the denominator, I know I'm going to divide. Denominator, divide. Because I'm going to end up with A times the tangent of 36 equals 6 times 1, which is just 6. I need to get rid of the tangent of 36, so I have just an A. So I'm going to divide both sides by the tangent of 36. So this cancels out, and I'm left with the apothem equals 6 divided by the tangent of 36. 6 divided by the tangent of 36. Close those parentheses, and I get 8.258. 258. Do I know my units? My units are feet. Okay. All right. In the next video, we're going to take a look at finding the area of regular polygons. Okay, so make sure you come on back so that you can find the area using this new formula that we'll talk about in the next video. Thanks for watching.